vandaag heb ik een afspraak aan het oud korenhuis, dicht bij Le Grand Jacques. Ik heb een afspraak bij UltraDada. Het is op aanraden van copain David de Cat, dat ik hier vandaag ben. Ik heb een afspraak met Yasmine Weiss. Hello!
Woo!
The series, it's not only about that, but it's a lot about addiction.
That's the main part of it. It's like everything that is behind me there is actually a series on addiction.
My first impression was it's repulsive and attractive.
Well, just like addiction is, I guess. For a good part of my life, I struggled myself with addiction. It was a pretty bad one and life-threatening one. So I think that art is definitely the thing that kept me alive all that time. And what I noticed is that a lot of people around me were struggling with various addictions, which tells me that it's very hard for us these days to deal with just life as it is, the world as it is. So I wanted to make a series on that. At the time, I was still in the grips of it. Thank God, not anymore. But at the time, I was still, and there was a lot of suffering, a lot of pain. And I think that for me, the series was definitely about showing that, but showing that in a way that was loving. The way that I treated those portraits, like if you look at it, the detail is very, I call that loving detail. It has something really like you have to have crazy attention to every single little spot of their skin. This guy I met in New York, and I just, he looked like he went through shit. At the same time, he had something very dignified about him that I really liked, but he's not obviously using anything. Those girls are not officially addicted.
Okay.
I don't know if they're addicted or not. This is role playing, huh? This one actually is a painter, Gina, who lives in Australia. So she sent me the pictures. Normally, I always do, I do a shooting myself. I take about 60 pictures, and then I use those to make the portrait. That allows me to control the lights and everything, and also the expressions.
This guy could be a movie star.
Probably because of his position, I would say something like Jesus. No, his name is Jesse. He has a gorgeous name. He's called Jesse Chaton. Jesse Kitten, that's it. And that's actually his real name. That's pretty awesome. And he has a band that's called Fancy. So he's a musician from Paris. That's him showing off his collector's t-shirt. When I shoot, I spend the evening with the person, or I spend a while with them. And if I don't know them very well, which happens, then I will just chat with them and let them talk and let them say something about themselves. And then I have an angle. I can start looking at the pictures and see something in them that I hadn't seen before.
The works you make now are far more colorful than these, because this one is almost an exception in this exhibition.
Yeah. The new work is the work that I started doing actually after I recovered from addiction, and because my life changed so dramatically after that, the work also has changed. So now actually there's almost no portraiture anymore. It's actually mostly landscapes with costumes. For me, now that I'm out of the mess of what it was at the time, I think the only reason how I could get out of that mess is by understanding how wrong I was on so many things. And only by understanding that was it possible for me to get better. Which is why it's called You're Wrong. It's good news to be wrong.